In the times of our ancestors, when rivers still spoke and forests carried memory, three women rose whose names would echo through generations. Abebi, daughter of midwives, keeper of the calabash of birth. Maka, desert healer, child of the northern wind. Nkiruka, firstborn daughter of the gods, who walked between the realms of mortals and spirits. They lived in different lands, yet their destinies were bound, long before they breathed their first. Bound by the wisdom of women who understood that healing was not only of the body, but of the spirit and of the land. This is Herbal Wombs, Modern Medicine, a storytelling journey that reclaims Nigerians' women's health through ancestral memory and modern discovery. Each episode unearths the forgotten history of birth attendants, herbalists, and healers, the songs, roots, and rituals that once shaped women's care, and the modern women reviving that legacy today. It is where old knowledge meets new science, where stories heal, and where the future of women's health begins, in remembering. Hi, my name is Derunke Abdul. I'm an African storyteller, writer, researcher, and advocate. This podcast is the beginning of a long-term project, a creative expression of what it means to be modernly aware of maternal health. In this series, The Three Who Walk with the Gods, I explore pain, stereotype, forgotten history, and loss. Quick question: how many of us has lost our loved ones due to the negligence in the modern medical system? And deeper still, how many of us are afraid or know or are sure that when we approach the modern medical system, it will not give us the desired result? To answer these questions, we must go backward, before hospital, before colonial era, where everything was communal and not individual, where it was spiritual, it was educative, and it was long-lasting, where we had sustainability in community. And for that, we're going to explore this through this fiction, The Three Who Walk with the Gods. For a time after the night of blood and rain, the earth kept the three healers close. Abebi of the west, Maka of the north, and Nkiruka of the east remained bound to one another by a covenant sealed in breath and fire. When they finally returned to their lands, each carried a portion of that promise, that knowledge would endure even when memory failed, that wisdom would survive even when men forgot the names of women who healed. And so, the years turned. The child born of storm and covenant, whom the elders now called the daughter of the earth, came into Abebi's keeping by the river bank where the midwife dwelled. Her eyes shimmered like morning dew, and when she passed, leaves bent softly toward her, as though recognizing kin. Abebi often smiled and called her Omomi, a child of water, whose heart beat in rhythm with tides unseen. Each dawn, Abebi rose before the first bird dared to sing. The air was thick with dew and wood smoke when the girl followed her, bare feet pressing softly to the wet grass. Before them lay Abebi's garden, not one of beauty, but of purpose. It was a living archive of care. Ewe Akoko for safe delivery, Ero Alamo for cleansing, Ogbo for fertility, Oshedudu for protection. Abebi knelt and ground the leaves upon a smooth stone, her bracelets streaming like distant bells. Every plant has a spirit, she said, and every spirit carries a story. Listen long enough, and they will tell you how to heal. At first, the girl heard nothing. Then slowly, a hum emerged, soft as bees in distant strays. Beneath it paused something deeper, a rhythm rising from the soil itself, ancient and patient. Abebi smiled. You hear them? That is how it begins. She taught the girl how to harvest with reverence, never talking without asking, never cutting without thanks. Before plucking a root, they poured libations. Afterwards, the girl left a strand of hair at the base of the earth. Medicine, Abebi said gently, is not what you take into the body, it is what you return to the world. That afternoon, a dry wind swept in from the north, carrying dust and the promise of distant rain. Abebi lifted her head, eyes narrowing. Marka speaks, she said. The wind changes when she calls. The girl stood still as the breeze called around the hut, whispering in tongues she did not yet know. Within it drifted fragments, chants of desert women, the rattle of gods, the footsteps of sand spirits. Abebi cast dowry shells upon the ground. They fell into the shape of a spiral. She says a woman cannot conceive, Abebi murmured. The water has gone silent in her womb. From her calabash, she gathered powdered bark, shea oil, and crushed atari, alligator pepper. She mixed them, humming a song older than speech. When she opened her palms to the wind, the mixture shimmered into golden dust and vanished. Go, she whispered, find Marka. Far away beyond dunes and dry riverbeds, Marka sat beside a well. The dust settled into her waiting hands, glowing faintly. She smiled and poured it into a clay bowl for her patient. Abebi remembers you, she said. Drink, and let your body remember how to bloom. That night, the woman dreamed of endless water and a seed floating gently within it. Weeks later, a young mother arrived at Abebi's hut, her grief spilling before her words. Her baby no longer fed. His lips were dry, his spirit dim. Abebi turned to the girl. It is time. Fear shook her voice. I am not ready. You were born ready, Abebi replied. The gods do not waste storms on small souls. She guided the girl's hand to the child's chest. Listen, what do you hear? The girl closed her eyes. He is calling from far away, she whispered, like someone lost in the rain. Then call him back. The girl began to hum the same melody the forest had sung on the night of her birth. Abebi mixed iwe akoko, honey, and goat's milk, touching it gently to the child's lips. Slowly, breath returned. Then cry came, small, then strong, cutting through silence like dawn. The mother collapsed in gratitude. You are sent by the gods. Abebi shook her head. No, we are remembering what they taught us. That night, they sat beside the river beneath the sky heavy with stars. Fireflies drifted like floating lamps upon the water. One day, Abebi said, you will go where the river meets sands and wind. There you will find Marka again. Tell her the leaves still speak. And Ikiruka, the girl asked. Abebi's gaze softened. She walks where mortals cannot, but she watches. When your spirit is strong enough, she will call you. The river rippled, glowing faintly blue. For a breathless moment, 3 shadows danced upon its surface. Women shaped of water and light. Then they were gone. Abebi placed her plum upon the girl's forehead. Remember this night, she said. The river keeps its promise. And so, the daughter of the earth learned the language of roots and rain. She spoke to herbs as companion, sang to seed before planting, and tending the river before drawing water. In her hand, ancient wisdom bloomed again, where the sacred and the sin moved in harmony. For every woman she healed, another remembered that medicine was never swallowed. It was sung, it was prayed, and it was born. Long before the rise of biomedical clinics, the knowledge Abebi passed to the daughter of the earth formed the backbone of women's health across West Africa. This knowledge was not marginal or mystical folklore. It was the primary system through which communities understood fertility, pregnancy, birth, and infant care. From Yoruba Halagbo herbalist to Hausa Mazungi Magani specialist and Igbo Dibia Nwani, African societies relied only on highly skilled women who combined plant science, spirit cosmology, and communal responsibility to safeguarding mothers and children. This is not myth, it is history. Across what is now Nigeria, Women healers occupied central roles in reproductive health. Their work shaped the rhythms of everyday life, guiding conception, supporting labor, and ensuring the survival of newborns. Knowledge was accumulated through observation, practice, and lineage, preserved through memory and apprenticeship rather than written text. These women were clinicians, archivists, and spiritual mediators all at once. In Yoruba regions, midwives and herbalists known as Agbebi and Onishegun cultivated extensive plant gardens, living pharmacies carefully tended and ritually protected. From these gardens came remedies drawn directly from the earth. Ewe Akoko was used to ease labor and support postpartum recovery. Oshedudu, a medicinal black soap, served in cleansing and protective rites for newborns. Atari, alligator pepper, activated spiritual cleansing and grounding rituals, while aged bark and roots known as Ugbo were prepared as fertility tonics for women with irregular cycles. These practices are preserved in oral histories, Ifa verses, the Ibadan Herbal Archive, and contemporary open access research, including studies that catalog the exact plants used in pregnancy and postpartum care across African regions. In Hausa regions, Maka's lineage reflects the traditions of the Uwa, Magani, and Inna, women who specialized in fertility regulations, womb massage, and herbal infusions for postpartum cleaning. Their knowledge moved across the Sahel like the wind itself, traveling along trade routes that connected Kano, Katsina, Agadez, and Lake Chad. Healing like commerce and story crossed borders through apprenticeship, migration, and trust, carried by women whose expertise were both practical and deeply relational. In the Igbo regions, the world Nkiruka inhabits echoes the practices of Idibia wine and Indiomo. These women prepared herbal baths, guided childbirth, and invoked river spirits such as Idemili and Ogwogo in matters of fertility and protection. They trained young girls to recognize the rhythms of the womb, teaching them to read the body as living landscapes, shaped by cycles, emotion, and spirit. As healers, they were also custodians of balance, ensuring harmony between the physical body, ancestral forces, and the wider community. Within these traditions, plants functioned as archives. Every leaf, root, and bark carried accumulated knowledge, identified by taste, scent, season, and soil. Healing required reciprocal relationship with the land, maintained through libations, songs, and offerings. Knowledge survived centuries of upheaval, not because it was written down, but because it was embodied, practiced, and passed through generations to generations. From young women to old, woman to woman. Even modern research confirmed what these systems long understood. African women preserved critical medical knowledge through maternal lineages long before scientific classifications. Infant care reflected the same integrated understanding of life and spirit. When a baby became unresponsive or stopped feeding, it was not solely as a physical crisis, but as a weakening of life force or disrupted bond with protective ancestors. Healers responded with warmth and rhythm, herbal rubs, chants, the sound of water or wind, skin-to-skin contact, and remedies such as ewe akoko, honey, and goat's milk. These methods, recorded across ethnobotanical archives, aimed to restore connection as much as health. And so, when the story returns to Abebi and the daughter of the earth, it does not step into fantasy. It steps into memory, the lived science and spirituality of women who kept generations alive. This is the legacy the daughter of the earth inherits. The wind calls once more around Abebi's hut, carrying Maka's distant call. Sensing the shift in the air, the daughter of the earth lifts her head. The north needs healing, Abebi says, opening a calabash and grinding herbs with the practiced hands. Dust rises, glowing softly like sunlit sand. and rides the winds towards far dunes. Maka waits in stillness by a well. When the golden dot settles into her bowl, she whispers, "Our baby remembers, and so does the earth."